One of the ways to show that you are of high status in society is buying luxury. And I suspect this is a lot of the motivation behind why people decide to buy luxury. But what happens when people are willing to go broke or fake it to look rich? Let's talk about luxury obsession, how it's been transforming, and how we're seeing people younger and younger starting to want to buy these sorts of luxury brands and luxury goods. What's up, YouTube? It's tinysey, and welcome to my digital garden. Lately, we've been seeing a luxury epidemic sweep through people of all ages. I'm talking young as 10 years old to people that are well into their 60s. Everybody is buying luxury and it's getting out of hand. A lot of people are willing to spend their check on these sorts of luxury items because it gives them status and it makes them look a certain type of way. And with the rise of social media and influencers, I think this has contributed to the amount of people interested in luxury brands. We are seeing a cultural shift. More people are aware of luxury brands and wanting to purchase one luxury item at the least. And as we know, Christmas is not too far behind us. And so many people were doing Christmas hauls. And you can imagine there were a lot of people that got luxury items for Christmas. And something that's really popular is watching a lot of these influencers do unboxings because oftentimes it's very extravagant and it's just super expensive. And a pair of sisters in particular caught the attention of many with their Christmas haul. And these are the Darnell sisters. Influencers Kylan and Izzy Darnell respond to commenters alleging their Christmas hauls of designer bags and shoes are fake. So let's take a look at some of the items within this haul. I'm not going to watch the whole video because it's 5 minutes and I don't have time for that.
I hope you've had a great Christmas. Not just a good Christmas, but I'm going to give you a Christmas haul because I posted a video asking if y'all wanted one and y'all did. So the first thing I got was, because I bought this bag and I'm really into bag charms, so I got 2 of the Louis Vuitton like bag chains to switch up my bag.
We're already probably looking at about $1,500 worth of keychains with the Gucci and the Louis right here.
Some cowboy boots, love those. Another pair of cowboy boots. This is my favorite gift. The Chanel tennis shoes. I mean, come on. And then my second favorite gift was, well, I mean not tennis shoes, heels. I am obsessed with them. I will wear them all the time. Y'all know I love a kitten heel. So that was like the top of my list. So I was literally screaming, jumping up and down whenever I got them.
I don't know these influencers. I don't know their background. I don't know what their parents do. I don't know what they do. So I can see why some people thought that this was probably a real haul.
Thing we got. Now, when I opened this,
and the boxes look pretty
shocked.
nice if these are fake.
And I am super grateful for it. I love it. Because I asked for the tweed one. But my mom was like, Kylan, you're not going to be able to wear the tweed all year round. So she got, it's like straw one from Chanel. Adorable. Love her. I can't wait to wear her all year round. And then the next thing we got was my very first big girl bag to go with my big girl boobs. Love her. And we also got, yes, I know. Then we got these 2 Van Cleef necklaces.
We're like marching into $20,000 territory with Van Cleef. Like this is getting crazy. Like this is a down payment on a car, a down payment on a house. It's getting expensive.
The little Chanel bag / belt.
So that's the huge haul that she posted. I believe her sister also posted one, but you get the idea. A lot of expensive things, and these are teenagers getting these expensive items. Eventually, suspicions start to rise. Is this real? Is this fake? What's really going on here? So they post a response to all of the comments about the authenticity of what they've purchased or what their parents purchased for them. And they say, somehow you guys are hating so hard. You're trying to make me hate my Christmas gift from my parent that worked hard to buy me those gifts. It's not me, it's you. I'm sorry, but for people on this app to be trying to bully a teenager into hating what their parents bought for them is wild, Izzy said before exclaiming in a singing voice, Y'all are insane. Apparently in a deleted video, they kind of admitted that some of the gifts may have been fake, saying some of my stuff that's designer is real and some of my stuff is fake. I thought that was like an everybody thing. I didn't mean to offend anybody, but whenever my mom hands me a Christmas present, I was raised to be grateful for whatever I got. This really highlights how far people are willing to go to pretend to be of a certain status or to live a certain life or afford certain things. And especially since she is an influencer, these sisters are influencers, people are watching this and kind of wanting to emulate this type of life. I don't know, it just feels a bit wrong. It feels like, why are you perpetuating a lifestyle that even you cannot live up to, especially when this lifestyle makes certain people go broke, makes certain people go into debt. Some people take out Afterpay to try to afford these things. And there's nothing wrong with Afterpay, but I definitely feel like a luxury item is, as it says, it's in luxury. So if you can't afford it, or you have to go on Afterpay to get it, then I don't know if that's the most responsible decision that somebody should be making. And this is something that I was seeing on TikTok. This is a Birkin bag, and Birkin bags can be upwards from $12,000 to $20,000, $30,000. They're not cheap bags. And I feel like the culture around luxury has really gotten to that point that people are willing to put things on layaway, essentially, put things on Afterpay, Klarna, and all these sorts of things that allow people and encourage people to be a bit irresponsible with their money and kind of essentially go into debt just to look of a certain status. Because I wonder if people would be willing to do this if it didn't come with the status that it currently does. We definitely have a problem with debt in America. A lot of people have debt. And I think that when influencers and people on social media are promoting these sorts of things and promoting these sorts of lifestyles, it definitely does encourage people to want to attain this sort of lifestyle, whether they can actually afford it or not. And with the younger generation being on social media, millennials, Gen Z, and even Gen Alpha, they are seeing these influencers post these sorts of videos and they are 100% being influenced. I saw this article, How Younger Consumers Are Reshaping the Luxury Market. A 2024 report by Bain & Company found that Gen Z consumers, or those born between 1997 and 2012, will account for nearly a third of luxury purchases by 2030, while millennials born from 1981 to 1996 will make over half of luxury purchases. So they are definitely becoming one of those main markets for these big brands, Louis Vuitton, Celine, Chanel, to market towards. Gen Z in particular is projected to become the largest and wealthiest generation. While their spending power is still less than other generations, it will increase over time. The sooner brands connect with them, the greater the opportunity to grow with the generation. And this is definitely something that I have been noticing. Recently, Louis Vuitton has had a collaboration with Murakami, and this is a Japanese designer, and they used Zendaya as one of the main models to promote this sort of brand. And Zendaya definitely speaks to a millennial and Gen Z audience, as she was on Disney Channel and has a lot of younger fans. And a lot of people that have not previously bought Louis Vuitton were interested in the collaboration because of Zendaya using someone that spoke to the younger generation. And this collaboration also speaks to Y2K vibes, which is also something that the younger generation, Gen Z in particular, is interested in, because this collection was previously released in the 2000s. So we are seeing that these luxury brands are trying to get the younger generation interested by using celebrities that they like, as well as collections that might be of interest to them. And it's working. Morning Consult Retail and e-commerce analyst Claire Tassin surveyed 2,203 U.S. adults to better understand luxury consumer habits and found that the current luxury consumer is a mercurial buyer with an appetite for beautifully crafted products, first-class travel experiences, and meals with rare ingredients. And I feel like this is definitely what adults are into nowadays because, again, social media promotes this so much. First class, going out to eat at these fancy restaurants and just having like the best of the best, the most it girl items, and just putting that on your social media to show that, look at the life I'm living. Among all US adults, quality was the most important attribute of a luxury shopping experience. Consumers don't always think luxury purchases are worth the cost, but when they are, quality is the defining factor. She told Yahoo Finance that she's concerned about brands that only trade on their status and mythology, noting that Gen Z consumers are not as brand loyal as other consumers. So I'm guessing when they say status and mythology, I think of a brand like Chanel. It's been around for such a long time. Just the name alone is something that people become interested in. But I have been seeing that with Gen Z, especially when it comes to luxury goods, there tend to be trending bags. If there's another trending bag from a different brand, Gen Z would be willing to buy that one. There is really no loyalty. It's just what's popular, what's the next it item that I can show status with. Dorsey explains that Gen Z consumers may still be loyal to brands they view as part of their identity, but not others, especially as they look to keep up with the trends. More than 50% of Gen Zers would switch their favorite brand if they found another that would be cheaper or higher quality. You can see this loyalty from Lululemon to TikTok and the fickleness through quick hit and forget brands that had a moment, but the moment ended. So true. While younger consumers place an emphasis on authenticity in their luxury purchases and experiences, aspirational buying still plays a key role in driving value. There's an appetite for luxury from people who are not in that ultra elite 1%. With overall luxury spending expected to grow from an estimated 1.5 trillion euros today to 2.5 trillion euros by 2030, according to Bain & Company, brands have good reason to get this balance right. The key in our research is for brands to not take Gen Z for granted or make assumptions that because they're younger adults, they're less informed, but instead value their diversity, inclusivity, sources of information, trusted trend resources, and desire to be connected. Essentially, Gen Z is definitely going to become a huge buyer within the luxury business. And I think it's because of the trend cycles, because of social media, and just how quick fashion trends have been going. And this sort of fast trend cycle does not change even when it comes to luxury items. The trend cycle is still just as fast. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of young people are still falling for it, except the difference is that these are huge purchases. And unlike a pair of leggings that may have costed you $60, and if you're not into it anymore, it doesn't hurt that much. Some of these purchases can be upward from like $2,000. And if you feel like you don't like it anymore because it's not in style, this is a little bit different. This can actually hurt your wallet. This can actually do some damage. The obsession with luxury definitely started to hit a high in the past 2 years with quiet luxury. This was a style that focused on understated and logo-free, minimalistic type of fashion. And so they didn't want it to be super obvious and ostentatious. Like you see the people that have Gucci down, like everything's Gucci, tracksuit, all Gucci, and just kind of a bit more ostentatious. It was more understated. It was like, I've been rich, I do this, and you don't even have to know. And this was a style that I think became popularized by Sofia Richie. She had that transformation from a more ostentatious, I'm rich presentation to a more understated. Definitely you can tell she's rich, but you don't know what she has on. And you might ask, why is there this sudden obsession with quiet luxury? And I found that historically it's often tied to financial crisis, when rich people don't want to be walking outside with obviously expensive items because people can't buy groceries and it's just kind of insensitive. They start to dress in things that are less obviously expensive, even though on closer inspection you'll find that they're still wearing $100,000 worth of items. And during the 2007 and 2008 financial crisis, brands like Celine definitely leaned into this sort of minimalistic look in order to make sure that people felt comfortable buying their items still. And I also think the reason that quiet luxury is on the rise with younger people is because they're starting to value status a lot more and a lot faster than I think the older generation had. I think it's because of social media and just what people have been shown and the lifestyles that they have been exposed to. More and more people want to either live that life or look like they live that life. And also we see that sort of fake it till you make it, where a lot of women are interested in this quiet luxury look. They saw that Sofia Richie was able to get with this super rich guy and get married and completely turn her life around after being with Scott Disick, and that kind of being a little bit more of a messy sort of relationship. They're thinking, hey, maybe if I also transform into this quiet luxury look, maybe I also can attract a more wealthy man, and sort of like fake it till I make it. But again, you have to discuss the cost of keeping it up. Like, this is not something that is cheap. This is not something that is affordable or something that everybody will be able to do. And although influencers are making it look easy and making it look very aspirational and enticing, once you really get into that life, you really get into that culture, you realize that this can get messy very quickly. This can get you in debt very, very quickly if you start to play that game. So this video, she might be joking. She might not really be in thousands of dollars of debt, like, fingers crossed. But in the end of the day, this is like very real. Some people really are going into debt just to live a luxury lifestyle because that's what's being pushed in our faces. That's what everyone else is promoting, and that's what looks cool. Yeah, these comments are very concerning. My debt isn't even real to me at this point. I'm gonna keep living my life. America is billions in debt, so I'm okay. So this definitely is concerning. It definitely is a problem because, like I said, it can get really crazy really quickly. We have that problem with living above our means and overextending ourselves for the sake of living a life that we just can't afford yet. We can't afford it yet. We might be there eventually. We might be able to live that life eventually. But at this current moment, if it's not feasible, I don't think debt's worth it. I hope that's not controversial. There is a little bit of hope. I've been seeing this trending item all over TikTok, and that is the Wirkin.
Look, the packaging, basically exactly as it comes from our meds. Expedited. I didn't pay for that. I didn't pay for that. So let's crack this puppy open. Double bagged. It's double bagged. That's quality. Now, this is the 35. It was like $102. So I broke the bank. Let's see. Now, just like a Birkin, that sound. Cardboard in it to keep it firm. 2 pieces. 2 pieces of cardboard. Does Hermes give you 2 pieces of cardboard? It smells like a new car. Okay. I mean, honestly, I'm a real housewife. Look at me. Look at me. If you're spending $80,000 on a bag, I don't know, maybe buy something else. Or, you know, send someone to college, something.
So people are buying this Walmart Birkin lookalike that costs somewhere from $65. Apparently now the price has been raised, and it's a dupe, essentially. It is a dupe to the actual thing. And the reason why I think that this is important and could potentially save a lot of people is because instead of buying a $12,000 bag, there are ways to find the same thing for way cheaper, and sometimes even the same amount of craftsmanship. It doesn't have to be the Wirkin, the Walmart Birkin. There's just so many places that end up having similar types of looks because it gets popular, and it can have the same type of workmanship, the same material, the same craftsmanship, except you're paying like way less than the $20,000. And so dupe culture has been around for quite a long time. I know that in some cultures and in some countries, buying dupes, buying fakes are like super taboo and something that you should absolutely not do. But I think that buying a dupe is a lot safer financially than trying to buy something that you just can't afford. While I don't think that dupes are going to eradicate these luxury houses, like that's definitely not going to happen because there's going to be people that can actually afford it. There always will be. I think that for the people that are watching this luxury content on social media that want to kind of take part or have something that's similar, you can find alternative items to these luxury goods so that you don't break the bank trying to present yourself in a way that you just can't really afford. So at its core, it's about status and validation. Younger generations are growing up in a society where appearances mean more and more than they ever have before, and it's being shoved in their face. And they're definitely falling for it, so to speak. They're definitely being influenced into luxury culture and wanting to buy a lot of these things. And this obsession can definitely be detrimental because a lot of people do not have the finances to uphold this lifestyle. But we also have this huge fixation on consumerism and overconsumption that's been getting worse and worse. And I think we need to shine a light on that in society and start to de-influence people from some of these things. I think that luxury is absolutely great and fine, especially if you can can't afford it, but I think that we just need to be mindful about whether we can afford it or not, and also the reasons why we might want to buy luxury. Are we chasing luxury, or are we chasing the validation that it represents? So what do you guys think about the obsession with luxury? I'm looking forward to seeing your guys' comments in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you made it this far, please comment the money emoji. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next YouTube video.